Jennifer Aniston, one of the most glamorous women in the world, she's been saying that her new fitness method, Pvolve, has transformed her body more than anything else she's ever tried.
And now the workout has been backed up by a study at Exeter University, which found that the regime helped women going through the menopause.
So in just a moment, Jennifer's trainer, Antoinetta Vicario, is going to be showing us some of the exercises. Looking forward to trying that. First, though, Dr. Zoe's here to try and explain a little bit more about this study. So what have they found, Zoe?
So the University of Exeter, they do a lot of sports science studies, so a really good university to do this. And they enrolled 72 women between the ages of 40 and 60 who none of them were taking HRT, so that wouldn't affect the results. So some pre-menopausal, peri and post-menopausal women. And it's the first study of its kind because that's particularly what it was looking at as women go through the menopause transition. What I often get asked, what's the best form of exercise to do at that time of your life? It was a 12-week study where half of the women roughly did the Pvolve protocol and the other half followed the government guidelines of 150 minutes. And I'm really excited. I mean, it's worth mentioning it was funded by Pvolve, but I don't think that's, these studies have to be done.
Yes.
It's really important that women, as well as men, are looked at, this research is done about what's going to help women. So I don't have an issue.
Just because they paid for the study doesn't mean they can control the results.
Exactly. They're not controlling the results. So worth mentioning, but that doesn't concern me. I think it's great that the study's been done. So what they found is with this particular protocol, it increased hip strength, increased muscle mass, so body weight stayed the same, but muscle mass went up, increased balance, increased flexibility, and increased quality of life. Wow. All things which we kind of tend to associate with menopause going down. So I think what it shows, it's got these changes that we often think of as inevitable with menopause, loss of muscle mass, loss of bone mass. With this protocol, that's not the case. It's resistance training, it's based on Pilates, and I think what's so great about it is it's that combination of muscle strengthening, some cardiovascular elements, and a lot of unilateral, so using one side of the body, so that brings in a balance element as well. So great news.
So if you didn't want to do Pvolve, but you wanted to do something else yourself at home, what would be your tips?
So I would be looking at resistance training programmes, but this is low impact as well, which will encourage a lot of people. Resistance training programmes that incorporate those three elements: strength, balance and cardiovascular. And there's stuff available on YouTube that you can get for free. There are classes that you'll be able to go to in your local gyms. I think we'll probably see lots of classes popping up that are based on this. And, the equipment package that you get from Pvolve is about 250 quid, and then it's £15 a month for their subscription. So the cost itself will motivate a lot of people to stick with it. Yeah. But for people who can't afford that, I think there'll be lots of alternatives that people can create themselves as well.
Sounds really positive, though, like you say, particularly for that study, the first of its sort. Well, so there you can sort that out. Women
need studies that support them to know how they themselves can look after themselves the best as they're going through this transition in life.
And it's even in the future as well, because it improves your balance, so you're less likely to fall, all of those things as well.
So the fact that it focused on hip strength particularly, because of course that is one of the big concerns as we go through menopause, is the risk of osteoporosis, the risk of falls if our balance isn't great, and then breaking a hip, which is drastically bad.
Yeah.
Good news, it sounds like. Well, should we give it a bit of a go?
Give it a go.
Give it a go. I think so.
OK, we're going to be giving it a go. We're chatting to one of Jennifer Aniston's trainers, Antoinetta Vicario. Let's go over there now.
We're sneaking around here. Morning, Antoinetta.
Good morning. Hello.
Hi, good morning. Hello.
Hello, it's Kat and Ben here. How are you doing?
I'm doing so well. I'm so happy to be here with you.
It's lovely to meet you. Could I just check, what time is it there in New York at the moment?
I believe it is 7 a.m. over here.
Okay,
so the sun is coming through my window.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Perfect time to exercise, Antoinetta.
So what we're doing...
Exactly.
So what we're doing here is I've got the proper equipment. Ben has got the Blue Peter version.
Yeah,
You're going to improvise a bit.
Just to show you. So what exercise are you going to take us through, Antoinetta?
Well, I'm going to take you through our resistance-based equipment. So I believe, Kat, you have the P-ball. You're going to move it over to the side and step 1 foot through. And Ben, I believe you have a resistance band.
Yes.
So just go ahead and put that around your ankles. And like we were discussing, it really is resistance that helps to increase muscle mass.
Hold on, Kat's just struggling a set.
I've got boots on.
She's got boots and a jumpsuit, which isn't... There you go, that's it.
Should I take them
And just
off?
round our ankles, just round our ankles,
Okay.
not your knees.
Just around the ankles. Yes, yes. I know getting the equipment on is an exercise in itself, Kat. So you'll have this strap around the ankles and we're going to take a little sit back.
Yeah.
So you're loading into your glutes. And then I want you to step as wide as you can out with one foot and then the other.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Number 3.
yeah,
So we're going
that's it from number 3
Number
to 9
3.
on that mat.
Number 9.
It's a big activation on your glutes, this, isn't it?
Big activation on the glutes. Let's see if we can step the feet a little bit wider there, Kat. This is 35.5 pounds of resistance. So it's going to help you preserve muscle mass and strength, like we spoke about in menopause.
Yeah.
Mass and strength declines by about 3 to 7% per decade, starting in the late 30s. So exercises like this, using that resistance, really helps to preserve that metabolic health, your metabolism.
How's your
glutes
feeling
there?
It's my thighs.
I can see your
Forget my
thighs are shaking.
My thighs.
Thighs, glutes, absolutely, yeah.
How long are the classes normally, Antoinetta?
They are, should we move into another exercise?
Yes, please.
Yeah, my glutes have had enough.
Okay, so go ahead and take this off. The classes they range. So we really try to meet people wherever they are at. We're actually going to stay with the ball. I think, Ben, you might have a football.
Yep.
If viewers at home are joining, they can use a pillow and fold the pillow up. We're going to take the ball right behind the back, right at the base of the shoulder blades. So from there, once you have the football band, a doubled up cushion at home, or the ball, hands behind the thighs.
That feels good.
You're going to look up at the ceiling and then exhale, pull your navel in and curl your ribs up, hollowing out the abdominals. And if you want a challenge, try hands behind the head. So inhale back, exhale up. To answer your question, Kat, we have workouts from 10, 15 minutes all the way up to an hour. We know people are often starved for time. So yes, you can find something that meets you where you're at. You know, gentle consistency is the philosophy. So getting any type of movement in is going to be better than none. People can also work out with us live on Zoom, just like you're doing now.
Yeah,
we have a live virtual studio, and about 60 studios throughout the US and Canada. Some are open and some are in development. So, people can work out with us live as well.
Antoinetta, how often does Jen do this? Because she looks incredible.
I know, she is so incredible, and she's just getting stronger and stronger. She works out with us 4 times a week.
Wow.
She has a trainer there in LA, my colleague Danny, who is amazing. And when she's on the road, she joins us in our on-demand. So it's a subscription-based service.
Yeah.
You can, again, work out with us anytime, anywhere. You know, our equipment really is unique in the sense that all of the exercises have very specific amounts of resistance, pounds of resistance in mind. So, I would definitely encourage viewers, if they can, to get the equipment because it is part of the findings.
The interesting thing, though, Antoinetta, is I'm just using like a small football that people had at home. I had this resistance band. You don't have, you can find stuff to do with this at home that perhaps you don't have to spend all the money on your bundle. It still works just as efficiently and just as well.
Yeah, it works. I would say it works well, probably not as efficiently. However, absolutely. There's also no equipment workouts too. Using your own body weight in some exercises is effective as well, and dumbbells too. So weight training is a huge part of what we do to help combat that loss of mass and strength that we experience in the menopause transition. And the movements themselves prioritize, like you were saying, mobility, so helping your joints prevent injury, really the movements taking your joints through their full range of motion so that we're not experiencing some of the musculoskeletal conditions that people experience as they're aging. We have another study that actually shows Pvolve reduces lower back pain. So, it's really science-backed and just an incredible way of working.
Well, look, we've loved the experience of trying a little bit of it, and thank you so much for getting up to share a little bit of your expertise as well. It
was my pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You are so welcome. You're so welcome. Thank
Bye.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.